Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, let us look at some examples related to similar terms and non-similar terms. First things first, let us try to understand what similar terms are and what non-similar terms are. So let's write something down here. Similar terms. Similar terms are sometimes also called as like terms. They mean the same thing. So in here, if we were to explain this with an example, if we take, let's say, 2a, that is, and then if we have another term 3a, as long as the variable terms are the same, we call them as similar terms. So if we had an example like this, 2a plus 3a, as long as the variable terms are the same, we can add these two terms as if we are adding whole numbers. 2a plus 3a will be equal to 5a. Okay, so those are similar terms. Let me take another example. And if, let's say this time we have 3x to the power of 2 and then minus 7x to the power of 2. In here, x to the power of 2 is the variable term, and those are same for these two terms. And if we have an example like this, if we were to connect these two, let's say we have 3x to the power of 2 minus 7x to the power of 2. And the way we can understand these is as follows. As long as the variable terms are the same, we're going to combine them as if we are combining whole numbers. In this particular example, we are subtracting 3 from 7, and therefore the value here is going to be equal to negative 4x to the power of 2. We write the variable term once, and then we take the difference of the numbers what we have there and put the appropriate sign in front of them. If it is a positive number, if we do not write it, it implies the positive signs are implied. The negative signs are not implied. So similar terms, now that we have explained it with an example, the way we can define similar terms or like terms is as follows. Similar terms or like terms of a variable expressions are terms with the same parts, same variable parts, right? So let us now next look at what non-similar terms are. Let me write that here. Non-similar terms. Non-similar terms are sometimes also known as unlike terms. Unlike terms. So let's try to understand this with an example. Let's say we have 2a, simple examples, and then let's say we have negative 3b. The variable terms are different here, isn't it? This is a and this is b. As long as the variable terms are the same, we cannot combine them, and therefore they are non-similar terms, or they are unlike terms, and therefore we cannot combine them. And in case we have a situation like this where we have 2a minus 3b, and if we have to simplify this, we cannot simplify any further. We cannot write this one as let me show you this way. Negative a b. We cannot write it like that. This is incorrect. This is not the right way to look at it. We are looking at the variable term here. We are looking at this variable term here. Since these variable terms are not similar, they are unlike terms, and therefore we're going to leave the answer in this manner itself, 2a minus 3b. This is where we want to leave it. Let me give you another example in here, and then that way it will give us a good idea as to what similar terms are and non-similar terms are. For example, let's say we have 5x to the power of 2, and then let's say we have another term called negative 2x. Even though the base term is x, the first one In here we have x to the power of 2. The variable term there is different, and here the variable term is just x to the power of 1. And if we had an example like this, and if we had something of this nature, 5x to the power of 2 minus 2x, we cannot simplify this any further. As long as these variable terms are different, we cannot combine them, and therefore we're going to write our answer as 5x to the power of 2 minus 2x, and therefore we're going to leave it here, and this is our answer. We will use the terminology of similar terms and non-similar terms, and then try to explain some more examples related to how to simplify variable expressions. We will see that in our next presentation.